Have you ever wondered if a cartoon could predict the future? It sounds crazy, right? But hold on to your donuts, because The Simpsons, everyone's favorite yellow-skinned family, has been doing just that for years. From presidential elections to technological breakthroughs, their predictions are not only hilarious but eerily spot on. Ready to dive into this wacky world of foresight? Let's see what 2024 might hold according to Springfield's finest. Trump's 2024 Presidential Ambition, Political Prophecies. In the realm of animated satire, The Simpsons has been a treasure trove of laughter and, surprisingly, a crystal ball into the future. One of their most jaw-dropping forecasts? Donald Trump's 2024 presidential ambition. You might chuckle, thinking it's just a cartoon, but let's pause for a second. The show has a history of not just predicting the odd event here and there, but nailing down some really specific stuff. Think about it. Years before Trump even hinted at running for president in 2016, The Simpsons had already shown him as the leader of the free world. Fast forward to 2024, and it's like déjà vu. The show, in its uncanny way, seems to have hinted at another Trump run. It's like they've got a hotline to the future or something, right? How do they keep doing this? Now, let's get real for a second. Could this just be a lucky guess? After all, predicting a politician's move isn't exactly rocket science, but with The Simpsons, it feels different. It's like they're playing 4D chess while we're all stuck in checkers. They've got this knack for capturing the pulse of society and politics in a way that's both humorous and, frankly, a bit spooky. But here's the kicker. It's not just about Trump. The show has a history of poking fun at political figures and scenarios that somehow find their way into reality. They've touched on everything from election outcomes to international relations. It's almost as if the writers are sitting in a room with a crystal ball, a bunch of tarot cards, and a wicked sense of humor, plotting their next big prediction. AI robots take over, technological forecasts. When The Simpsons flirts with the future, it's not just politics they get eerily right. Enter the world of AI and robots, a theme the show explored with its usual mix of humor and foresight. Picture this. A typical day in Springfield, but instead of the familiar faces, there are robots everywhere, doing all sorts of jobs. It's a scenario straight out of a sci-fi movie, yet The Simpsons painted this picture long before AI became the buzzword it is today. The idea of robots taking over jobs might sound like a far-fetched cartoon gag, but let's think about it for a moment. We're already living in a world where AI is making huge strides. From self-driving cars to virtual assistants, technology is evolving at a breakneck speed. And The Simpsons? They saw this coming ages ago. It's as if they took a peek into the future and brought back a snippet for us to marvel at. But it's not all laughs and lighthearted predictions. The show touches on a concern that's very much real, the fear of job loss due to automation. As robots become more sophisticated, what happens to the average worker? It's a question that economists, tech experts, and policymakers are grappling with today. And right there, in an animated series known for its slapstick humor, we find a reflection of this very serious societal issue. Yet there's a twist in the tale, typical of The Simpsons. While they show robots replacing human jobs, they also highlight the quirks and chaos that come with relying too heavily on technology. It's a subtle nudge, a reminder that for all its advancements, AI has its limitations. It can't replicate the human touch, the emotional intelligence, or the unpredictability that makes us, well, us. Mars colonization, extraterrestrial expansion. In a remarkable blend of humor and prophetic vision, The Simpsons once ventured into the uncharted territory of Mars colonization. This wasn't just any ordinary episode. It was a mirror reflecting humanity's real and growing fascination with the Red Planet. The show, known for its wacky and often outrageous plots, depicted the Simpson family gearing up for life on Mars. This storyline, once considered purely fictional, now resonates with the ambitions pulsating through the veins of our space agencies and tech moguls. Let's zero in on the real-life parallel. The race to Mars is no longer confined to the pages of sci-fi novels. It's a tangible goal, spearheaded by visionaries like Elon Musk and his SpaceX program. Musk, a name synonymous with groundbreaking ventures, has openly declared his intention to make Mars colonization a reality. His plan to establish a human settlement on Mars seems like something straight out of a Simpsons script. Yet it's unfolding in our real world. The show, in its own quirky way, anticipated this cosmic leap, predating Musk's public declarations. The episode is more than a futuristic fantasy. It's a canvas where the typical Simpson family dynamics play out against the backdrop of space travel. Here, the writers masterfully weave together the thrill of interplanetary exploration with the warmth and humor of familial bonds. It's not just a story about reaching a distant planet. It's about human resilience, adaptability, and the eternal quest for knowledge, all set in a scenario that once seemed implausible. Virtual reality food, a digital dining experience. Virtual reality food, a digital dining experience, takes us into one of the more whimsical yet thought-provoking predictions made by The Simpsons. Who would have thought that a show known for its humorous take on everyday life could foresee the fusion of virtual reality, VR, with our dining experiences? In an episode that now seems like a prelude to a new culinary revolution, the show depicted characters indulging in food, not on a plate, but through VR headsets. This imaginative concept, once a mere source of entertainment, is edging closer to reality. The idea of virtual reality food challenges our traditional understanding of eating. In The Simpsons, this concept was portrayed with the characteristic blend of absurdity and wit. Characters were shown savoring digital delicacies, a scene that would have seemed far-fetched at the time. Yet here we are, in an era where the lines between the digital and physical worlds are increasingly blurring. The show tapped into a future where technology reshapes even the most fundamental aspects of human life, like eating. Now, let's chew on the real-world implications of this. Virtual reality, once a niche field, has rapidly expanded its horizons. It's transforming how we play games, conduct meetings, and even how we learn. But virtual dining? That's a new frontier. The concept opens up a banquet of questions. Can VR truly replicate the sensory experience of eating? Will it change our relationship with food? And perhaps more intriguingly, could it be a solution to issues like food scarcity or unhealthy eating habits? Baby translator technology, understanding the unspoken. Baby translator technology, understanding the unspoken, delves into one of the most heartwarmingly bizarre predictions of The Simpsons, a device that translates baby babble into understandable language. Imagine the possibilities, no more guessing games trying to interpret cries or gurgles. This quirky idea, once a humorous subplot in the show, is inching closer to reality, potentially revolutionizing parenting as we know it. In the world of The Simpsons, the baby translator was a stroke of genius from one of the characters, offering